What do you think? Are you a cutie pie? Are you happy? I think so. What about you? Are you happy, brothers? Hmm?
As you can see, I have 2 dogs now, and believe it or not, they are actually brothers. And I've been getting a lot of questions on my Instagram about, did you get another dog? And like, I didn't know you were getting another dog, and what's the story? And then when I explain that they're actually related, people are like, what? I want to hear the story. So I just decided it was easier to kind of explain in a video like how I got to adopt Coda. This is Coda, this is Bean, and I'm gonna put them down because they probably don't want to do this. So 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, probably like 2.5 years ago, I had tried to get a dog from an animal shelter. I had gone to 2 animal shelters, and I actually got my cat from an animal shelter, so I wanted to do that again. You know, adopt, don't shop. That's what I was trying to do. So I went to 2 different animal shelters, and I understand that they want to protect the animals that are going out to new homes, and they want to make sure that they're in a good situation, and they want to make sure they're well taken care of and all of that. I totally get it. They were not very friendly, and they really wouldn't work with me at all. I was trying to adopt a 2-year-old dog named Dean, actually, and he was really cute. He was a Chihuahua, and usually they're pretty excited when you're interested in adopting an animal, especially one that's not a puppy. So I was really interested, and I told them that I had a cat and a boyfriend when I went there. They wanted my boyfriend to go in and meet them, and then they wanted me to bring my cat into the shelter to see if the dog and the cat got along. And I'm like, first of all, I get it. You want to make sure my boyfriend's not a psycho, but I'm like, why don't you call my boyfriend and make sure it's okay with him over the phone? Like, what's the difference between meeting him in person and talking to him on the phone? Like, you would be able to get an idea of what kind of person they are probably by talking to them on the phone. I don't really understand that. I get it, but like at the same time I don't, because someone could act like a nice person at the shelter too, you know, like if they came in, they could act like they're a nice person and they're really not. So I don't really get it, but whatever, it's fine. I get they're trying to help the animals. So long story short, they wanted me to bring my cat in. Also, not going to be a good idea. She would be super scared if I brought her to an animal shelter with a bunch of other animals like running around. She would be like, where the fuck am I? But she's very calm at home. So it was just like a lot. They wanted me to bring my cat. My boyfriend couldn't just talk to them. He needed to come in. And then so we were both going to schedule a Tuesday off to go back to adopt Dean. And they told us, well, we can't guarantee anything. If you come back on Tuesday, like there was another person interested, he'll probably be gone. I was just like, what? Like, why are you making this so hard for me to adopt a dog? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. It was just really weird because I was trying really hard to adopt, and the 2 shelters I went to, I think one said they were open and they were closed, and then this shelter was being really difficult. So I left feeling kind of defeated and like, what the hell? I'm trying to do something nice and it's just not working. So I was like, whatever. Actually, I've never had a dog and I really want to get a puppy. I've never had a dog. None of the shelters in the area had like puppies that were available yet. So I just like did a quick search on Craigslist just to see. I was just looking, but that usually doesn't work with animals, does it? So I was just looking and I saw Pomchi puppies, which was exactly what I wanted. And they were about 10 minutes down the street. So I decided I'm gonna go take a look. I didn't bring a carrier. I wasn't planning on buying one. I didn't bring any money. Drove there. I looked at this house and it looked like a hoarder lived there. So I look up and there's this woman sitting on her porch with a cardboard box in front of her. And I walked up and I just saw like 6 little tiny fur balls. Like, if you guys have followed me for a while and you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, here's my Instagram. I post all the time and update on the dogs all the time. Bean was like this small. I think her dogs just had puppies, but still, I was like, she is literally gonna give these dogs away to anyone. and that will come into play later in this story. I was just, in my mind, I was like, I cannot let at least one of these dogs go to like a 16-year-old girl who doesn't know how to take care of a dog. Like, I just felt obligated to get one of these dogs. So I know you're not supposed to do that and it's not the best thing, but I just felt like I was rescuing him in a way, because I didn't want him to go as a bait dog, or, you know, to a family that, or like a person who didn't know how to care for them, because this lady didn't give a shit who these dogs went to. I went to a gas station, I took out money, I went back, I gave her the money, and I took the dog. I didn't even have a carrier. She was like, oh, do you want a cardboard box? I'm like, yep. So I had him in the car in the box, and it was really sad, because I wish I could have taken them all. And I told John that later. I'm like, I wish I could have taken more than one. Like, I felt so bad for these dogs. So that's how I got Bean. And I felt in my heart like I did kind of rescue him in a way. I don't know if that lady is a backyard breeder. I really don't. I hope that her dog just had puppies. I don't know. But I just felt that I was supposed to do that, so I did. Fast forward to now, 2.5 years later, I get a text from my boyfriend, and it's a link to Craigslist, and he was looking at car parts or something, and he came across this Pomchi puppy and sent me the link, and I'm like, why are you sending me this? Like, we're not getting another dog. And I look at the pictures of the dog, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. This has to be related to Bean, because they had a puppy picture of him as well. And I was like, that looks just like Bean. Like, there's no way they're not related, because a lot of people say to me, what kind of dog do you have? Like, he obviously isn't a full Chihuahua, and he doesn't really look like a Pomchi either. So I think the lady lied about that. I don't really care. But when I saw his puppy picture, I was like, they have to be from the same litter. Like, I just have a feeling. So I ended up texting the listing number, and I asked her, you get your dog from so-and-so 2 years ago in St. Pete? And she actually responded that she did. John had just seen an article online about people buying bait dogs on Craigslist, and, you know, dogs that were listed at cheap prices. That's why the shelters are the way that they are. They don't want that to happen. So when I saw he was on Craigslist and he was only 2 years old, it really broke my heart. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take him in, and I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna have this idea that it is a foster type situation, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, at least I know that I would be able to find him a good home. Sorry about that, my camera died. But what I was saying was, when I saw him on Craigslist, I just knew I kind of had to get him out of there, and I contacted the girl. She was about 18 years old and about to head to college, and I guess her dad couldn't take care of him anymore. And this is the exact situation that I was trying to avoid when I adopted Bean, because I didn't want, well, I didn't really adopt Bean, I bought Bean, but I didn't want it to go to somebody who was not thinking long term. Like, obviously this girl was like, oh, I want a puppy, got a puppy, and then she's going to college in 2 years. It's just not fair. And so I was like, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully if everything goes well, we'll be able to keep him. Now, I thought this was going to be a fairy tale reunion with these dogs. I for some reason, I thought they would recognize each other's scents or something like that. That was not the case. So when she brought him over, actually Coda was very scared of Bean and growling at him, and they were both kind of like not sure of each other. Bean was kind of, he freaked out at first, and then he calmed down, but Coda didn't calm down. He was kind of like freaked out. I guess he'd only seen one other dog in the time that they had him for 2 years. So he wasn't very well socialized, and I was like, you know what, we'll see how it goes for a few days. And, you know, I wasn't planning on giving the dog back even if they didn't get along. I was going to try to rehome him myself, but I told her, you know, we'll see how it goes. And actually, after a couple days, they started getting along really well, and that made me so happy. I'm still getting him acclimated with my cat. He'd never seen a cat before, so Luna actually has 2 rooms to herself in the house, and she's always kind of slept all day in the rooms anyway, so she has her own little mini apartment on this side of the house, and it's separated by a gate, and she can jump over if she wants, but she can also get away if she wants to. So because he kind of barks at her a little bit still, so we're just trying to keep them all happy, and it's going well so far. I'm hoping one day he'll stop barking at her, but we'll see. And it's just so cute how at first they just didn't get along at all, Coda and Bean, and now they are getting along really well. Oh, must have heard John. But yeah, they're probably freaking out because John just got home, but everything's going so well. So I just wanted to explain that it was such a weird situation. It honestly felt to me like it was fate that we came across this dog when John wasn't even looking for him, and it just felt like the right thing to do. And I knew in my heart that if it didn't work out, that I would still be able to find him a good home, and I'm so happy that it worked out. So now I have 3 fur babies. It's a lot, but I am really happy, and I'm like, what's another 10-pound dog? I already have one. It's not that different. So I'm just happy, and they're so cute on their walks. I'm gonna throw in some clips at the end to show you guys what they're like together. It's really adorable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this story, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Hi. They're excited to see you. You guys are doing so good.